Greetings to everyone. My name is Corovessi. I'm the Managing Director of INZEB, and today I will provide an analysis of the data processing involved in the energy poverty diagnosis for 13 Greek islands. The primary goal of the technical assistance provided to these islands is to support energy poor households by identifying key indicators of energy poverty and understanding the correlations between these indicators. This process helps design targeted interventions to alleviate energy poverty. The process started with extensive surveys conducted on each island. The surveys, consisting of over 60 questions, tailored to the context and conditions of the Greek islands, collected data on household demographics, housing conditions, energy consumption and costs, heating and cooling systems, living conditions and comfort levels, health and environmental factors. Once the data was collected, it underwent rigorous processing to ensure accuracy and completeness. The steps followed included: first, ensuring the data completeness and accuracy with no missing values, and second, using Pearson correlation to understand relationships between variables. This analysis helps identify significant indicators of energy poverty. We focused on three primary indicators of energy poverty. First, the inability to keep homes adequately warm. Second, the arrears on utility bills. And third, poor housing conditions. From the statistical analysis using the Pearson correlation, here are some significant findings for one of the two bundles of islands, specifically for the bundle of 9 islands. The construction year. The construction year was positively correlated with energy efficiency, indicated that newer constructions have better energy efficiency. Construction year was negatively correlated with arrears on utility bills, suggesting that newer homes have fewer issues with unpaid utility bills. The construction year was positively correlated with thermal comfort, indicated better thermal comfort in newer homes. For the heating systems were positively correlated with thermal comfort, meaning homes with efficient heating systems tend to have better thermal comfort, and were negatively correlated with mold presence, indicated that efficient heating reduces mold issues. And for the cooling systems, positively correlated with energy efficiency, arrears on utility bills, and thermal comfort, showing that cooling systems improve energy efficiency and thermal comfort, but may increase utility bill arrears. But let's check out two case studies. First, the island of Skiathos. The key finding for this island was that there was a positive correlation among all three indicators, which showed that improvements in one area positively affect the others. Specifically, regarding the construction year, it was positively correlated with thermal comfort and negatively with mold presence. For the heating systems, they were positively correlated with thermal comfort and negatively with mold. And for the cooling systems, they were positively correlated with energy efficiency and thermal comfort. On the other hand, in the island of Kalymnos, high energy bills were correlated with construction year, cooling system, thermal comfort, and number of family members. Specifically, for the construction year, it was positively correlated with cooling systems and negatively with high energy bills. For the heating systems, they were positively correlated with thermal comfort and negatively with mold. And for the cooling systems, they were positively correlated with energy efficiency and thermal comfort. But let's dive on the key findings from the 13 islands. The Adiparos Island, a small island in the Aegean Sea, the key finding is that there was a high correlation between substantial income and arrears on utility bills, indicated that higher income reduces the likelihood of arrears. For the island of Astypalea, another small island in the Aegean Sea, there was no significant correlations, possibly due to non-representative sample data. For Ikaria Island, again in the Aegean Sea, there was a negative correlation between substantial income and arrears and a positive correlation between substantial income and proper living conditions. For two islands, the Kassos and Limnos, both in the Aegean Sea, Kassos is at the south part of the Aegean, Limnos is at the north part of Aegean. Significant correlations between living conditions and substantial income showed that better living conditions are associated with higher income, while for the Mykonos and Psara islands, both in the Aegean Sea and very close to each other, these islands showed similar patterns to Kassos and Limnos, highlighting the relationship between income and living conditions. Sifnos Island, again in the Aegean Sea, the key finding is that there was a key correlation which indicated possible statistical errors or non-significant data. And let's go to the Ionian Sea, the Corfu and the Pontia Islands. The key finding was that there are significant correlations between construction gear and cooling systems, energy efficiency, utility bill arrears, and thermal comfort. Kalymnos Island on the Aegean Sea, high energy bills were correlated with construction gear, cooling system, thermal comfort, and number of family members. On the other hand, Lefkada Island at the Ionian Sea, the correlations were found between the construction gear, heating systems, utility bill arrears, energy bills, and thermal comfort. Mytilene Island, it's considered one of the big islands in the Aegean Sea. Significant correlations between the construction gear, heating and cooling system, mold, and indoor noise were observed. And last but not least, Skiathos Island, again in the Aegean Sea, the key finding was that the positive correlation among all three indicators suggests that improvements in one area can benefit the others, offering practical implications for energy efficiency and building constructions. As a conclusion, the data-driven analysis provides concrete evidence about each island's specific needs and challenges, and this evidence forms the foundation for developing targeted and effective mitigation strategies, ensuring resources are allocated where they are most needed. We can pinpoint through this analysis that the most critical energy poverty indicators through correlation analysis, such as income levels, housing conditions, and energy efficiency. Understanding these relationships helps craft interventions that directly address the root causes of energy poverty. Third, each island or each case that we are evaluating has unique characteristics and challenges, and through data-driven specific analysis, we can design tailored solutions that are more likely to succeed. Ongoing data collection and analysis allow for continuous monitoring of the effectiveness of implemented strategies and enable the adjustments and improvements to be made in real time. And this process reassures us that our mitigation efforts remain effective over time, adapting to evolving needs and challenges. And last but not least, data-driven insights can be communicated clearly to stakeholders, including the local governments, NGOs, and communities themselves. This transparency fosters trust and encourages collaborative efforts to mitigate energy poverty. Thank you for your attention.